Yeah. On the show for you this week, I will be speaking to my guest, Nadine Lee. Now, you know that I love to talk to people who are doing great things because of their music. And she's brought out a new project, but so pleased to get to speak to Nadine Lee. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm all good in the hood. Tell us how this came about, and then we'll go to a track from it, because I know it's an EP, but yeah, it's more than just music.
Oh, absolutely. I've because of all the experiences I've had as a full-time musician, I spent a lot of time in spaces where I am sometimes the only woman or a woman in a position that's not normally had. And then I think that caused me to look at women, or Black women in particular, but women in general, especially people like, my own influences, like my grandmother who came to this country as a part of the Windrush generation and experienced life in a totally different way to me. In fact, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be talking to you in this way now. So it's sort of just, I guess, because I am a mum, I've suddenly woken up and thought, oh my gosh, these women are unrecognized, but yet their strength has made me become, and I have to share that. I think their voices need to be heard, because in spaces sometimes women's voices can be shut down, or because you're a woman it's not taken in the same way as a guy. And let's be real, I'm not a feminist or anything like that. In fact, I'm totally I've been married for 21 years, like, recently, and I love my husband. And so I'm not man bashing at all. I'm just celebrating the women that I feel haven't necessarily been able to have a voice, because they've just been doing, I think when you, especially in like, that West Indian community, women are the matriarchs are quite a vital part of our existence, but you never really hear about them so much. And so my album became about celebrating my voice, and also highlighting the reason why I have a voice, which is a lot of these women that have become, and a lot of these, even the famous women. I know there's controversy behind a lot of them, but a lot of them have suffered and pushed themselves forward.
Yes,
and so
yeah.
I wanted to just say, actually, yeah, let me say thank you. So if you look at my album cover, it's a mixture of famous people and people who are famous to me.
Yes, and ordinary people, as I like to say, even for the show, ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and they did do extraordinary things. Well, with that, I think it's a really good introduction into hearing the track that you use on the album to celebrate the Windrush generation, the women and their legacy and what they've given us, as we say, the shoulders on which we stand. So let's hear the track Ground Up.
For me
Ground Up from Nadine Lee. Wonderful, one of the tracks that feature on her new EP called HerStory, and just celebrating the legacy and the joy that has come from not only our parents, grandparents who were here from Windrush or came, we use that term, we know that, you know, Black Caribbean people were here in the UK long before then, but you know, there was a significant period of time from the late 40s onwards. And so Nadine, there you are. You mentioned that you've been in spaces where you're predominantly the only female, and that music was so key, and playing drums. So was it because you were a female drummer and percussionist that, you know, made men go, oh, so what you're doing in this space? But also, how did you even get into playing drums and being a percussionist?
I saw my cousin playing drums at church and it looked fun, so I started playing as well. That's literally my story. I did study eventually and all that stuff, and I studied music and now I teach music, and I was teaching actually at Brown University last year for a year. So yeah,
as in Brown University, America Brown University.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, they contacted me and asked me to write a course that took up the whole of 2023, and then I went to teach it in 2024. I'm now affiliated with them, which is really cool. But music for me was always an outlet in a lot of spaces. I'm very happy most of the time when I'm in that environment, and I don't let things get to me. I guess in life very much. And some people don't. I won't just say it's just men, because women can be like that as well. It's just because some people think you're amazing and extraordinary and really cool, and some people just don't get me, and that's fine as well. Until it affects you, you know. And I've had some experiences where I don't understand it, and I guess, you know, not everyone wants to hear it, and so you can't control everybody and how they react towards you. But what you can do is control myself. That's something that I always look at what I can do.
Rather than what you can't do. And sorry, Nadine, let me go back a little bit, if you don't mind. And if you're comfortable to share. So you said you had some experiences where you just said, okay, I need to think differently how I'm going to react to this. Was it comments were made to you, sexist comments, or where you felt... Okay.
Absolutely. I've had sexist comments. I've had sexist comments like, you know, I was walking into a building once and I was carrying some gear, and then my friend asked some guys walked past, and my friend said, oh, aren't you going to help the ladies? And they said, if you're big enough to play it, then you should be big enough to carry it. I've had walked into a room with my stick bag, and someone's taken my stick bag from me and said, oh, I'll give that to the drummer for you. And I said nothing. And then they came back to me after they realized that I was the drummer. that was a highlight, actually.
Wow.
It was fun and sad at the same time.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. The irony of it all.
Yeah, because he had to come back with his tail between his legs. So that was fun. I've had people just being in the position of authority and being spoken to as if I can't be an authority because I'm just not what they expected me to look like.
And is that also as a Black woman? So you've had it as a woman, a Black woman, British?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've kind of had it all. I often say when I'm in, I've said in interviews before, I'm nearly every minority. I play an instrument that's male dominated. I'm Black. I'm a woman. I guess the only thing I'm not is LGBTQ, but you know, anything else that people like to attack is...
I hear you. I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am that thing. And I don't... The thing is, I compare it to my faith, and I look at Jesus and I see that Jesus, because he was who he was, people just didn't always love him. But because he was who he was, they had to find a way to understand his existence, and if not, get out of his way. But he carried on and he didn't stop. His purpose was always his purpose. And so that's how I feel. You know, he's my biggest encouragement because I look at Jesus and he didn't stop. He didn't stop for
Yeah.
anyone. I mean, I got close on one of my jobs. I'm not going to say because I'm on the radio, but I got close in one of my jobs where I had a conversation with a man. I actually, while I was talking to him, I cried because I said to him, I just don't understand this conversation. I don't know why we're having it. I don't get it. And he actually, at the end of that conversation, he actually apologized because he didn't know why either. So,
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
sometimes it's I think sometimes it's just subconscious, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um,
And it shows you the layers of how we have put particular societal norms in place for so long,
yeah,
generations and
yeah,
centuries, that
yeah.
even when you think that I'm an intelligent person, I'm sophisticated, I know all things, I've read and I understand, that
Mhm.
base thinking has to come from somewhere. It's as though the residue of that spirit has been in people, isn't
Absolutely.
it? And that they end up saying things that you think, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Equally, I've had brilliant experiences because I'm black and because I'm a woman and because, you know, I've been called into spaces that I might not have been called into because of those things.
Amen.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
I don't want to, you know, I don't want to sound like the bashed woman because I'm not a bashed woman at all.
No, but
I'm
you're just speaking of the reality that is what it's
right.
like in 2025, 21st century. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's just the fact that the residue of 1800s and 1900s and before Christ and, and after Christ,
exactly,
that same
exactly.
conversation, I'm sure there was a woman back in, as we know, the woman at the
Absolutely.
well, or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
suffragettes, or as you mentioned in the song Ground Up, Mary Seacole, who was a thought,
Yeah.
really, am I having this conversation with you? And as you're
Yeah,
right,
yeah. Even Rosetta Tharpe, she
yes, please,
'cause I relate to her so much because
yes.
she's like, "Wait a minute, all of you watched me and took what I had, and you all got all the glory." That's deep. Elvis is one of the younger people who was looking at her and said, "Oh, I wanna do that." Imagine. And
Um,
she never even really got the time of day.
no, she didn't. She didn't. As you said, with so many, and so as I said, you've got Ground Up that speaks to some of that. You also have the track Take It Back on the EP.
Oh
That
gosh, yeah.
again is you're kind of talking about the names that we've accepted, the labels that we've accepted.
Yeah.
And so I'm tempted to play that one, but then I also like the track, which is I'm telling everybody once it's officially released, but get copies of it, because you then have the much more love song, the more ballad like Love Hurts, talking about some
Yeah.
of that resentment or some of the things that women have had when it comes to love, when it's things aren't being said, or when they've been abused and used by men or
Mhm.
women.
Absolutely, yeah. I was writing for a film actually, and the musical supervisor for the film asked me to write a song that spoke about that, and I said, "But I'm happily married. I'm not in that space right now." And then he said, "Well, you need to get there because we need a song by this." So I was like, "Right, okay."
Okay, that
So
that one.
within 24 hours, I met up with one of my friends and
Mm.
Jules, and he did the music, and I did the vocal arrangement. I played drums and bass and put it all together. But then I dug deep because I obviously I'm an adult woman, and the experiences that a lot of my friends and family members, when they've spoken to you about the deepness of things like not having conversations with somebody that they're in relationships with and they don't know how else to be in this relationship. And it wasn't like that in the beginning. And it felt like this and it feels like this now.
Mm.
And how am I going to throw all this away? And the song is literally a fight in your mind because it's like, I want it, but I don't want it. I need it, but I don't need it.
Yeah.
I should have it, but it's very much we're together for so long. Like, are we really going to waste this?
Yeah.
And a lot of relationships kind of go through that.
My girl, we could be here all day. I could chat to you all day. It's an absolute joy to catch up with you. We'd love her. So I'm telling you, go and have a listen to that. I want to play Her Story, the title track. But I also like the fact that on this EP, you're celebrating you with that kind of lovely instrumental track there, a bit of a jazzy percussionist vibe. Finally, you've got a track on there with a bit of rap in there. First Try. Tell us a little bit about that, and also about Underdog's Theory.
Okay, yeah. So I'll start with
finally. Start with finally.
Okay. Oh, finally is my expression. That is literally, I don't know. The only thing I can describe is that moment where you jump off a mountain and you splash into the water and you have that freedom of, wow, finally I'm free and I can just swim and have a great time. Wow. That's what finally is for me. That's why it's right at the beginning. I usually play that at the beginning of my set with my band, and we have solos. And because when I was younger, obviously being a musician, you know, lots of people are like, you're a girl, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, lots and lots of stuff. And finally is basically me saying, look, I can be all those things that you said, but I can also be this. And I'm fine and I'm very healthy. My brain is good. Let me be me, guys. Yes. And that is that. It's finally, because I started using, or I started writing that just after I did my debut EP, which was called Finally Nadine. And so that is literally the finally. Then on to Underdog Theories. Underdog Theories was literally me as a kid. I found it hard to speak. I was quite shy. And so it's basically saying I know. People say that to me, and to be honest, I'm good when I get going, but when I first get into a place, I'm just quiet. Some people think I just don't want to talk to them, but I'm literally shy until I get going, or unless it's my environment. So I know but I guess that's I used to walk into buildings and think, oh my God, how am I going to have this conversation? What am I going to say? Make sure you don't mess it up and don't look like an idiot. That was literally, and I still have that sometimes. So Underdog Theories was literally about, not being seen because of that. And sometimes I was upset with myself and I said, don't worry, Nadine, soon everyone's going to hear and see who you are. And that was literally that song. First Try, the chorus is tasting. You taste something and then you realize, actually, I can do this. And then you keep going. First try, I'm sipping. Got a taste, I'm living. I'm running for my life. My focus ain't on tripping. Sit down, relax. Unfamiliar to me. Since my first try of living, ain't no stopping me. That's what that means.
Brilliant to hear. Brilliant to hear. We are going to finish, as we said, with the title track, Her Story. But before I let you go, it's been officially launched, your project. It's, a joy to see what you're doing behind the scenes with it when you're getting everybody together.
Thank you.
So for people to get hold of it, how can they do that? And also just give out a shout out for your website, your social tags, etc.
Absolutely. So if you want to find me on everything, my website is nadineleemusic.com. And all my socials are at Nadine Lee Music. My music is on my website. My music is all over Spotify and every digital outlet that is out there. I'm not holding back and I'm not making a statement just because I want you all to be able to hear it without a problem. So you can all listen to it, and please do. I love your support.
No, well,
I've also got it on vinyl, actually. Yeah,
I'll give you my address later. You can send it me.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, but that is a joy to hear. And I'm glad that in a sense a bit of the old school coming back, because as you said, in terms of some of those women that, our singers who we followed and loved, the Betty Wrights, the Angie Stones, vinyl was the thing, isn't it? And it's a joy to know that that's making a comeback. Nadine, bless you. Thank you so much. It's been a joy to catch up with you. But let's go out then with her story. Nadine Lee, thank you. Really appreciate it. Blessings to you.
Thank you.
What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. Simplicity, beautiful, unnoticed for what she does. Her strength is loud when needs must be. Be careful now, this queen's deadly. She loves what's right and hates what's wrong. Will defend to the end if the truth ain't long. She's awake while you sleep, bringing light to your dream. She's a gift to the world. I'm telling her story. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. For years we've been loving, we've been caring, we've been true. But there's more to the story, quite mind-blowing, it's true. Mary Seacole, a top nurse, first black biographer in Britain too. Rosetta thought the guitarist influenced Elvis and probably you. Not to mention the 688 and the hope that they bringing us to. We've been here from the start and we ain't gonna stop. I'm telling her story. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah. What's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Oh, what's it like to bring life, to bring life, to bring life? Yeah.
Nadine Lee with her new EP release, Her Story title track. Really great to catch up with her. We've got a few more minutes of the show left. Let's get this in.